This one's swallowing earbuds.
Oh God.
And also the Samsung Master Race.
So swallowing earbuds like the headphones earbuds,
Yeah.
or earbuds that you poke in and
Like
wash your ear.
Oh no, sorry. Cotton swabs, you mean?
These things.
Yeah. But specifically, what are they called? AirPods, right? What's the Apple ones? AirPods.
Yes.
Earbuds?
Earbuds.
Earbuds.
I think they are.
Okay,
Earbuds,
cool.
sorry.
Anyway, so I open up this Business Insider article. Man is sleeping in them. He wakes up and he's like, oh, where's my AirPod or whatever it is. And so he's like, he does the find my AirPods, which I didn't even know was a thing on his iPhone. And they're like, whatever. They're inside him.
No.
He has swallowed.
Both of them?
Just one.
Just one.
Yeah.
Took them out. And...
Sorry, I did say they are inside him. I meant one of them was inside him.
What? It somehow slipped inside of him? That sounds like something you'd tell a doctor. Right? How'd it get in there? I
Yeah.
slipped.
It's like, you swallowed it, then why is it in your butt? It's like, how did this light bulb get inside your eye? I sat on it.
So many stories like that, I think, must come out of hospitals. Like...
Oh my God, can you imagine? So he passes it. They're like, well, it doesn't seem to be leaking or anything. It seems to still be working. So they just let it pass naturally. Comes up, still got 41% battery.
Nice.
It works.
solid engineering, I think.
Yeah. I found this on Reddit. And then someone in the comments is like, he links over to a story, which I haven't linked, of an Irish man who swallows an entire bone and they have to surgically cut it out of him.
Oh,
because
what
it's
an idiot.
a bit more risky, apparently.
Well, to pass it out of your behind.
I think also the AirPods are, they're a bit more water resistant and stuff than an old cell phone, which was going to leak poison into his body.
Got it.
And the best thing was someone in the Reddit comments was like, wow, how did this happen? And the response was, drink. The answer is always the drink.
It's always drink.
Yeah.
The drink.
Yeah, I'm like, that's how do you swallow a cell phone? First of all, you're probably drunk. You're also in Ireland.
Well, true. I just wondered, did it go down as a bet or did he slip? Or
I don't know. It was just a Reddit comment, so it didn't really expand.
God.
I wanted to say, but this leads me on to the Samsung Master Race. Oh yeah,
look at that.
So that's something. You see it inside him.
See it inside him,
and then he's like holding it. Yay!
They passed it out. That's
dude, I would throw that away so fast.
I was gonna say, there's like, I wouldn't go back to use that.
I mean, they're expensive, but I mean, it was inside your ass.
Literally. Do you know? That's a funny thing. I wouldn't care about if it was surgically removed from before
I feel
my rectum.
better about that somehow.
If it was surgically
Weird,
removed
right?
from before my rectum, I'd be fine with it. And
I don't think they'd let you keep it.
I
can't imagine in the surgery.
It's mine. Return that.
If you apply to keep things that they take out of you, like in surgery generally, they'll just throw it away as a biohazard. But you can ask, at least in the US, I don't remember
keep
specifically.
Tumors, can't you?
You can say, I want to keep it.
Yeah.
Some guy, look up, this is definitely going to get demonetized. Look up foot taco.
Foot taco?
See if we find anything. Oh yeah, so this guy, he
image?
Yeah. Oh god, it's kind of rough. He had a motorcycle accident and his foot got all mangled and they had to amputate it, but he asked if he could keep it. And he cut the meat off. He refrigerated it. He cut the meat off it and he made it into tacos, which he served to his friends. Yeah.
Okay.
So, look at that damage though on that foot. I mean, it's just an X-ray, but that foot, those bones are in absolute pieces.
This has already been demonetized due to this. I'm just going to say he's a fucking animal. That's disgusting. Serve it to his friends? Did they know?
Yeah, they knew.
Oh, okay, that's fine then. I retract my comment.
Just go back. And just go to the...
Look at that.
Go to the main search though. Because I want to see if there's an article about this. We'll take a little detour.
That's... oh, God.
Yeah, so search that.
There you go.
It's on Vice. Of course it's on Vice. This guy served his friend's taco made of his own amputated leg. Bring it up a little bigger so I can see
that is pretty mangled, I have to say.
That's pretty rough, right? If you could taste human flesh in an ethical way, would you? It's the kind of... Scroll down, my man. Question you ask yourself after watching Silence of the Lambs. This is the most Vice thing ever. Yeah, so his foot was amputated. He asked whether he could keep it. I already said this, whatever.
Yeah. Would you?
Yeah.
You would, yeah.
Unquestionably. Is that bad?
I don't know. It's like there was that Swedish.
I think
was
I'd gag.
Was it Swedish? They did it on TV where they shaved off like a little bit of flesh and they barbecued it, and they got in really big trouble for it because there was like the presenter and another presenter that both did it, and they like shaved off a bit of like sort of bum leg and like a bit of loin, if you will, and
God, it's got to be super damaging.
barbecued it. Well, I think it was just like a little bit of flesh. I can find it if you want.
This makes me uncomfortable. Now I don't know if I would try it because it feels kind of bad. But then I mean,
presenters try.
What if you found out it was amazing?
Human.
What if you became addicted to it?
Yeah, you just become
a serial cannibal, serial killing cannibal, or a surgeon who kept the body parts afterwards.
Was it this one here? Okay, one of these here. Try.
Dutch hosts eat human flesh on television.
What was it here?
It's gotta be that top
That's
one.
it, the top one. Yeah. I don't know if this will be a commentary on it or if it's the actual. Here it is.
Dutch television, both eating each other's flesh.
Ik heb vroeger de film Alive gezien. Het ging over een...
I saw the movie Alive, which is about it.
Anyway.
What it would taste like.
In removing a small piece of buttock and abdomen
Oh.
to be eaten.
Just pause this.
So this is.
They're in a surgical suite.
Yeah, well,
having
this I think what this is do you know when you have in fact you might not know, but there's a surgery you can have to check your muscle fibers to see which percentage twitch muscle fast and slow twitch muscle fibers you have.
Yeah.
And basically what they do is they take like a sort of tiny circular like sort of syringe,
Yeah.
and they poke it into you and then they basically like suck it out. It's really painful. Like it's a really horrible little thing but a lot of sports science students do it. And that's I think what they're doing here. So they've got just like little bits of
it was a
muscle,
tiny little pea-sized piece
of
they were
muscle.
eating.
But yeah, they had the proper surgery, get it taken out, and then they had a nice fine dining candlelit dinner, and they got a chef to come and cook it. Look at this. So it's just a tiny little bit of look at that.
That's kind of nasty. No, now I don't know how I feel about this because that is pretty.
I'm just going to watch his reaction. Oh! They cut it off before his reaction.
Why would they cut it off before the reaction?
I think because they got in really big trouble for it. I think they got in really big trouble because cannibalism is illegal.
Is it?
Yeah. When's the last time you ate a human?
No, I mean, but surely there's got to be some sort of consent thing involved there. Though if you say I want to be murdered,
oh, look, that's quite scary. Is cannibalism legal in Prague? One of the
oh
top,
my god!
one of the top searches on Google. God, I don't feel safe here anymore. I've always felt so safe in Prague.
Well, I imagine it's because we are in Prague rather than like if you were searching is cannibalism and we were sitting in New York, it would be like is cannibalism legal in New York?
Oh, you'd hope so. That's wrong, but is it against the law? I don't know. We'll have to look into this. But
Okay,
but no, interesting. That's interesting that you would.
Now I'm doubting it. My immediate reaction was like, yeah, why not?
Yeah, no, I get that.
But now I'm like, oof.
But that's it. It's just the oof kind of feeling.
I didn't think it through.
Like, I would do it in like desperate need. But
Dude, of course. If it was the only thing, if I was going to die and there was a dead body and you're like, well, you're going to eat a bit of it, like,
but there was that guy, wasn't there? The Mexican dude that disappeared on a boat. He got stuck on a boat with the other guy and he ate the fish. So one guy ate a fish that made him really ill. He died, and then the other guy had to eat him. Yeah. And then when he got back, I think they arrested him for cannibalism.
Yeah,
he should have just pushed the guy over and been like, "Yeah, I survived eating fish." like, what did you eat? Fish and seaweed.
Don't ask any questions. And I think people would be like, "Okay, we're not going to ask any questions."
Yeah, he's had a traumatic ordeal.
Yeah, he's had enough.
He's been at sea for 3 weeks now. So.
It's all good. Carry on. Okay, how on earth did we get here? Because I want to talk about Samsung.
Okay, Samsung, the master race.
Yeah, we were talking about earbuds being swallowed, and then we got onto Taco Footman.
Taco Footman, that's how we got to it.
I don't know how we got onto there.
Me neither, man.
Doesn't matter. So I run this other channel, or a YouTube channel called Business Blaze, which I think I've mentioned before, where I kind of do commentary on business stories. And I occasionally look things up live on the show, so I'll be like, okay, let's that'll be interesting, let's double check that. And I use an iPad clearly, or a iPhone, and I have interactions. I'll be like, Siri, what's the population of where I'm wearing? I'll be completely shite. It would come up. It would try, but it's not going to. It's not connected to the internet. I would say like, I'm having some trouble with the connection. Yes, Siri, because you're on airplane mode. Don't you know that?
Do you know I hate Siri?
It's an absolute piece of shit.
It's absolute shite. Like it's the worst like machine learning sort
Alexa's
of
great.
tool thing.
People say Google Home is good.
Yep. Completely agree.
I had Samsung had their Samsung Bixby, which was, I don't know.
If you ask
never
Bixby
used
to
it.
beatbox, that's a whole never like on Siri. You ask Siri to beatbox, and it will go butts and cats and butts and cats. But then you ask Bixby to beatbox, and it's like,
whoa,
it's really quite something. It's
I mean, it's a machine. What? Come on, at least give it good skills.
yeah, exactly.
It'd be like kind of making do a calculation. It'd be like, oh, I'm going to do it slowly. Why? So the whole thing is like, I'll use these things, and I always thought like, I don't care. Like I use a Windows machine, I use a MacBook and an iPad and this sort of stuff. I don't really care. And people are all, Apple fanboys are the worst, all of this stuff. I found, no. The Android people, it's like, I thought you were smart, Simon, and you use an iPhone? iPhones are for stupid people.
Oh.
Right?
That's
and I'm
disappointing.
like, it's a bit weird because Apple people get a hard time for using all this Apple stuff, which I don't care about. Fine, whatever. But the real master race, the real like, oh, we're better, is all these Android people who are like, this is the best thing ever. It's like, it's better than Apple, but people still prefer Apple, so we're so good. It's like,
I know
it's
this is a
weird.
stupid comment, but
Yes.
if Apple and Android would come together and do a phone together, it'd be the perfect phone. Like, there's, for instance, Android is much better for storing files. Like Android,
That's
it
true.
stores
I
files
had
in a
an
much
Android
nicer
for like
way.
a year.
iPhones are much better at pictures, for example. Not like, but holding them, fixing them up, and things like that. They're much better at organizing their photos. Music's probably a little bit better on an iPhone.
Well, it's all Spotify, isn't it?
It's Spotify, but also the iTunes, like the way it works, the way it holds like songs and everything, it's just better. But then I find that the services on an Android phone are much better. So
Services?
like sort of the like for instance files and Bixby. Not is it? No, Bixby's not Android.
It's Google. Right?
Google's better than Siri. So like
Yeah.
without any doubt.
Agreed.
If
But
they just linked Siri to Google, boom, bada boom, bada bing.
I used an Android for a year. I found it fine.
Yeah.
It was one of these Samsung ones where the screen wraps around the edge,
Oh, nice.
and I smashed it. So then I went back to iPhone because I got a little bit upset.
How did you smash it?
I dropped it?
Did you drop it when going? No, never mind. It's always bathroom floors.
I dropped it on the tram actually.
Oh, that's a shame. No.
Like 3 days in.
3 days.
Yeah.
That's gutting.
And then so I can't have possibly had it for a year. I had it like 6 months maybe because it had a little crack forever. And then I wanted a quote on it, and they were like, "Well, it's 500 quid to replace the screen."
Well, this is it. You see, I bought
Oh.
like people won't be able to see this, but I bought my phone with this crack on it.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was at a heavily discounted rate, and I've never replaced it because it would cost me the same amount as I bought the phone for. So
Yeah.
it just
It's
like
insane.
It's ridiculously expensive.
But I've had this 10 for a couple
Yep.
of years now. Or when
Yeah,
not when
about
it came out, I was
2.5
waiting a
years or so.
while.
Yeah.
and I've never smashed it.
No.
Never done
Have
anything.
you got a glass on it? Have you got like a?
It's just got this
safety
default
glass?
Apple case.
You don't have a safety glass on top.
No.
What?
Why?
Well,
That's not going to protect me from smashing the screen.
Oh,
That's
it
just
will,
gonna...
100%. Like, so if you get one of the safety glasses that goes on top and you drop it, the safety glass will smash.
Yeah.
But then it saves your screen.
Yeah, but it also looks silly.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. Like I
don't know.
I
I've
promise
had
you,
screen protectors before.
Yeah.
It doesn't look as good as when there's no. I mean, to be fair, it looks best when there's no case whatsoever. But then I will break it.
Exactly. There's,
Okay. And I just thought the screen protectors were to protect the screen from scratches and stuff.
my wife was trying to be really funny, and she took. You can't actually see it, but because it's dirty. But there's a big dent in the phone here, and that was where my wife thought she was being funny. Stole the phone, put it in her pocket, ran away. I sort of grabbed her, and she fell onto a chair.
She fell onto a chair.
Fell onto
Sounds
a
like a lot like domestic abuse.
No.
to me.
Like
She fell down badly.
She sort of pushed me away and sort of fell into a
She
chair.
fell onto a knife.
And and just like whacked the side of the chair, and it just dented the phone, completely dented it. Like it was. She didn't even hit the side of the chair very hard. It just really dented it.
It survived.
It survived. It's still going, cracks and all.
Yeah. Anyway, my whole point was this.
Anyway.
Is I just don't care. I don't care. It's a phone. It does what it does. I found I have a mild preference for Apple. If someone was like, you can only use Android, I'd be like, okay,
All right. Yeah.
fine. I don't care.
What do you think of Huawei?
I've
you
never
used
used
Huawei?
it. It's Android though, right?
I think it is Android.
Whatever.
Huawei. They've got
It's
really,
cheap though, so I
really
imagine it
good
would be a little
cameras.
bit
though.
shitter.
Really good cameras.
Okay.
They're like very, very high quality cameras.
Okay. Cool.
Great.
Yeah. Exactly. I just don't care that much.